We are back, everyone, for our newest edition of YouTube Take. The whole crew is here. I am Big Rat 310, and I have my two friends here. Who are they? Nightmare.
Nightmare 10 once again, baby.
And this is Nightmare Baller 1 with lack of energy today. I'm going to try and get it together, but it's been a long week.
Yeah.
Well, remember, he's also Nightmare 88 on Twitter and Nightmare 86 on
The
Xbox.
gimmick will never die. The gimmick will never die. The
10
gimmick
years
will
later.
never die.
So we are here to give our thoughts on our team's respective college football seasons now that the college football season's officially over, preview the college football playoff, talk about our NFL teams, and then give quick, brief thoughts on the NFL Super Bowl contention. And basically, this past weekend, the Miami Hurricanes, South Carolina, and Virginia Tech, all their seasons ended. They all ended in different sad ways. The Miami Hurricane season is still technically alive, but not quite. And we'll get into that there. So, Phil, before we do the other three big teams, do you want to say anything on Coastal Carolina?
Yeah, so they fired Tim Beck. Thank God. Now I'm not excited about man losing the job. I'll go ahead and just say that because we got to say it to be PC or whatever. The one thing I will say is I liked him and / didn't like I wasn't crazy about the guy or whatever, but I think going we played South Carolina, that is what it is, but going to JMU, and I know JMU is a potential playoff team and they only had one loss, but you can't have them come to your stadium when have a winning record and get slaughtered. It's just, I think that was it. Coastal, I will give them this. They don't tolerate mediocrity. A second they realize it.
Must be nice. That must be
yeah.
Well, they have so far. And now, granted, one of the other guys last, was kind of more in the position because he had money. But yeah, anyways. But yeah, that's all I have to say about Coastal. And as far as South Carolina goes, all right. Well, first of all, Big Rat, we can't be friends if you guys steal my fucking quarterback. Because I've already heard the rumors, so I'll let you address that kind of side of it. But because you know way more about it than me. But I mean, the Sellers, both him and his brother, Sellers doesn't go anywhere without his brother. So you gotta take the brother with him.
But Phil, let me ask you, because of how disappointing he's been this year, does it really matter that much?
Well, to me, yeah, but I mean, I think there's still potential there. I'm not saying that he's the stud, because he does. There's concerning things now, but it's more so. I think that, I just want to give me a better offensive line, a better defensive line. Harbor in another year, his brother in another year, him in another year. And what worst case scenario? He just goes out. That's it. That's the end of the year. It's he finishes and goes to the pros, and he was mediocre. But I just don't. I don't. And he's. I don't know if this is correct, but he's if he stays with South Carolina, he's guaranteed $2.5 million, which we were already in. We've jumped the shark with this whole thing. So he doesn't have to go to the pros. So he's either going to do that or he's going to take $5 billion from Miami or someone like that.
Their yearly tradition of just throwing millions of dollars to the top quarterback in the portal.
Yeah, and you would know how many people they're going to lose if it's even worth Miami to go. But I would assume Miami's ready and prime, just insert next quarterback kind of thing.
Yeah,
I don't know, Phil. We thought this dude was going to be. We're going to talk about the Heisman Trophy candidates and thing, and we thought he was going to be one of them, man. But he still cared that much. I wouldn't care. That's just me.
It's just what's the answer? All right, so it's okay. The devil, the devil, you don't who's next? If we recruit a great quarterback, then okay, then I'd probably be okay with that. But I just think that we just completely let him down this year. He didn't play well. He doesn't get a pass. But
are you still to round out the South Carolina discussion? Are you still pro Beamer? Nothing's changed there.
I like Beamer. I've heard some people say something, but him being on the block, and I'd be like, okay, fine, let's go back to even worse than we were. Now, we had a bad year. I don't know what you ultimately, I think you blame the coach and recruiting. I guess they didn't recruit enough backups, or their offensive line, defensive line recruits weren't what they thought they were.
Decimated by injury too, though.
Yeah, but they right. So and that's the thing that that I would say. But yeah, so I don't know. We'll see. I'm for giving Beamer another chance. I understand the college. If you're in the SEC,
yeah.
I thank God that Lane Kiffin went somewhere else. That's all.
It is kind of this weird. Yeah.
Well, I triggered him. I triggered it.
Yo, Mark, he must have loved all these Ole Miss fans immediately turning on Lane Kiffin, like, oh, he only cares about himself. He's selfish.
How does he keep doing this? I don't. How did he underachieved at Ole Miss? How did he get a better job? I don't understand.
Well, I do love that.
What is he doing, man?
Tell me, I heard this from a friend, so I don't know if it's actually true. Like, because I was all about Lane Kiffin, and apparently he wanted to play through if they made the college football playoff or whatever. I don't even know where.
Yeah, he wanted to coach. He wanted.
They told him no. They told him
he wanted to take the LSU job and keep coaching Ole Miss through the rest of the season.
Yeah, what an ass.
And they were like, absolutely not.
Yes, no, because you know what's going to happen. He's going to say they win a game or even win 2 games. Then what happens? He's going to take all those recruits that go. He's going to take all of them.
Coaches too.
Yeah, I'd say nah. See it, bitch. That's what I'd say.
Yeah,
and that's what they did.
And like, to anyone watching this who might comment that like Tulane's head coach is going to Florida and they're letting him still coach, it is not the same thing.
Oh, I didn't
like. No, it is not.
No, it is not. Like he said, trying to be like humble. I'm not going to steal any of Tulane's recruits and have them come to Florida. It's like, yeah, Florida probably doesn't want Tulane's recruits.
That's not the same.
You're recruiting in a completely different pool. There's no honor in that. Like Ole Miss and LSU directly. Ole Miss last year, to Markeem's point about them underachieving, they went 9-3, but they had like one of the most expensive rosters in the country. They had a bunch of guys go in the first 2 rounds of the NFL draft. Like, and they are very much competing with LSU for talent. Yeah. So, and Phil, to your point, I just want to say before we go to Miami and VT, the interesting thing about South Carolina, Markeem, because like you first told this to me years ago on a Blue Moon show, I think, when Washington made the national title game. It made us wonder, more and more of these teams on the peripheries might think they have a chance. Like Indiana has completely rebuilt themselves. Texas Tech might get a bye if they win this weekend. Right. And maybe what used to be the case for Kentucky, Vanderbilt, South Carolina, like Kentucky, like just going 8-4 every year was like a good year. Yeah. But now it's like 1 or 2 bad years at Kentucky and Mark Stoops is gone, even though he was beloved for overachieving.
And he said, I don't plan on leaving. And they fired him. They fired him. Mark Stoops.
Yeah, that's
crazy.
True.
After Texas A&M recruited him 2 years ago. And like South Carolina, it's like you're almost a victim of your own success because
and we did lose to Clemson. Losing to Clemson does not help that.
It doesn't. Yeah. But man, it's just I do wonder. Yeah, like now that Vanderbilt can just come out here and go 10-2. Yeah. It's like every SEC team, even the bottom half of the SEC, feels like they have maximum pressure.
That's a good point.
The game has changed, man. The NIL, you know, say whatever you want about it, has completely changed expectations, everything about college football. And I was one of those people, the big proponent, if y'all longtime followers of this, like, man, don't change my college football. But you know what? I got to be honest, man. So interesting, so fascinating the way these teams work and the way recruiting works now and the way, you know, even recruiting coaches now, like it's different game now, different game. It's like the NBA. Like college football is the NBA. It's crazy.
I still think the unlimited, like being able to transfer at will needs to be fixed. But other than that,
I will give you that.
Other than that, you got to cap it or some kind of something. I don't know what it is. I don't know what the answer is. So maybe I shouldn't say that, but I just don't think this is right. The money, I don't care. Pay them. That doesn't bother me. But.
Well, and especially now with the expanded playoff, like we're playing the last playoff game like in late January, like the national title game, and you have semesters that start in January.
Yeah, right, exactly.
End of December. Like Stanford doesn't start the fall till October. It's like the schedule's all out of whack. Like when we have the season go on so long,
right?
You know, I think they should start college football earlier because all those kids are there on campus in the summer, anyways.
In August,
Started like the first week of August.
Yeah, starting early August. And then you have that whole month like away from the NFL, so you don't miss town too. So
that's true.
And you're not affecting their lives. They're already there practicing every day in August. Like
I will say too, the thing that is that talking about in relation to the NFL, like for instance, in the past world of college football, does Sellers probably just come out this year?
Yeah,
maybe.
Definitely.
Right? He definitely does, right?
He rolls the dice and gives it a shot.
Yeah, and he gives it a shot. So it's like that's where it's like it's not. I don't think it's hurting the NFL because there's enough recruits. But like guys like that, like Archie can come back, and all these other Sellers and all these guys that did underperform, they can come back and not have to worry about. Well, I'm still going to get money, so it's not like a money thing.
Yeah, because we're literally creating like we are creating like the same exact.
By the way, Arch did not underperform, but go ahead.
Well,
he played better as it went along.
Yeah, he has been amazing lately.
But his quarterbacking, I can't remember which game it was, but that fourth quarter he put together is the best quarterbacking I've seen in like years. In like years. Like he was incredible. It's like that. It's like moments with him. Yeah, I don't think it's like We're not talking about the draft though. So
building consistency too, like Carson Beck, like much maligned, and a lot of it was deserved. But he got better and better as the season went along. But it was after the Canes had 2 losses, so a lot of people didn't see it. But he was playing really well the last 4 weeks, and he has to declare now. He has no choice. But because he had that chance to come back for another year and make $4 million, he might end up with a better impression than he would have been if he just came out last year after his elbow injury.
I agree
in the SEC title game. And Phil, by the way, they're making the same money. Like if you're not going to be picked in the top half of the first round, your salary is going to be the same, if not better, just by playing college football. So mitigate the risk, come back.
Why not finish? So I kind of like that. They're getting paid, but they're staying in college. It's making college football better because they get to all the stars are coming back. They're not leaving right away. So
isn't it fun? Isn't it fun, Markeem, also that like every conference feels relevant now? Like I remember when we started doing the show, there would always come a time of the year in 2012, 2013, 2014 when you can just kind of tune out the Big 12 because none of their teams was serious enough to get 2 spots or 4 spots.
Right.
And now it's like the BYU Texas Tech game this weekend is probably the most consequential conference title game of the week.
It is.
Because it'll directly affect whether or not they get 1 or 2 spots, and that will affect Notre Dame. That'll affect Miami. So even though I've always known Utah, Rice-Eccles Stadium has a great home field advantage, I pay attention to it more now. And it's cool to see more of these conferences get more attention, which I like.
Because my thing was always, I was scared that the stakes of the regular season would diminish with all this. But they've made the conference week matter more than ever before. Yeah. So what do I know? I'm stupid. Right. Y'all stop listening.
Hey, look, we never a rant for another day, but Oklahoma can beat Bama, and then Bama just cannot jump them in the rankings. It is impossible. No one cares that Bama has a better resume, better strength of record. Oklahoma beat them. Oklahoma's going to be above them in the rankings forever. But then Miami beats Notre Dame, and we just forget about it. So some losses. What I'm trying to say, some losses matter more than others, and we don't really know why until the end of the year. So there's still some drama. And would you want to talk about your Hokies, Markeem? I know it's a rough year.
Who wants to go? Because both of us have probably complaints. So you want me to go first? Or
you go first. Yeah. Well, I will. Okay, I'll say very, very quickly. My Miami Hurricanes are having a really hard time getting into the playoff, despite being 10-2, despite being a top 10 team. If you just watch them, they're a top 10 team. They have the best win in the country. If it's not the best win in the country, it's up there. I guess Bama beating Georgia, I guess, is technically better. But other than that, it's the best win in the country. And they are struggling to get into the play. They're struggling to get in the playoff right now. And we needed this past weekend for Virginia Tech to beat Virginia. And then we would have gone to the title game over Virginia. And we would have played Duke. We would have been like 25-point favorites. And it would have been great. And unfortunately, me and my friends, we all got together. We all put on the Virginia game. We were all very excited. We're like, it's a rivalry game. Maybe Virginia Tech will at least keep this competitive. And they got murdered. They got absolutely murdered. The game was never competitive. They were down 14. I think Drones threw a pick on the very first drive. They were down 14-0 immediately. It was 27-0 in no time. And I just look around and just in anger, I just texted the Discord. I was like, God damn it, Markeem, why is your team so fucking bad?
Yeah, I remember that.
I was just pissed. It was anger. I know they were big underdogs, but it's a rivalry game. I thought rivalry games
nothing. Just no heart. No.
So
their savior's coming, though. Their savior's coming.
What went wrong?
We're going to get to that. So this is, I'm going to be on full transparency. I'm a pretty open person. This year in football, I've not been locked in as much as I should. So I'm leaning on these two, honestly.
Sure.
I watched, a lot of college football, not as much as I usually do. Foolish me. The only team I've been locked on in is the fucking Virginia Tech Hokies. The only squad. Because it is a habit. It is how people, we get on, y'all know us from pro wrestling, but you know how we get on people man, stop watching Raw. That's how I am with the Hokies. Stop watching. I can't. I've been doing it since before I was born. I've been in the womb watching. I can't help it. This season has been the biggest waste of time in history. Because first, you somehow, Brent Pry makes it into the season. Somehow, I don't know why. I don't know for what reason they brought him back after the disaster. I thought I thought it couldn't get worse, but it got worse this year. They brought him back for some reason, and they had him waste everyone's time for how many weeks is that? 3 weeks? 4 weeks? Doesn't matter. 3 weeks. Yeah. And the rest of the season is just practically over. The whole team, he had some of the locker room because some of those guys, for some odd reason, did like him. You got people like Drone saying, well, I just do what I'm told. Like, it's crazy when your quarterback just says, I do what they tell me to do. That is insane. Could you imagine, Phil, with your newfound quarterback in New England with fucking Drake May? Could you imagine if he just said, well, I just do what they tell me? Not anything about, I want to lead my guys.
Right.
He didn't give a fuck. Imagine your team captain not giving a fuck. That was that team. And then we won the game at Cal. The Cal game is the highlight of our season. Wow. Beating the Cal Bears is the highlight of our – that's fucking crazy. I ain't going to lie. I got drunk, and that night was incredible. But that's all I had to hang on to. And we wasted this whole season only to hire a man who was disgraced and ran out of the program that he was in. And we're treating it like some big get. This is what the bottom looks like. I've never and like the way it's funny because the way the fan base is talking about it is insane. I was like, do y'all not understand what this is? They were supposed to be what Indiana is, what Oregon is. That was them, and they were such a disappointment. And then we hired this dude for $8 million a year.
Yep.
$8 million and up to $800,000 in incentives every year. This is crazy. And then they're treating it like a big get. Okay, one thing that he already has done, recruiting will be better. Because the one thing about him is that he's one of the greatest recruiters, maybe in the history of the sport. Because even when he was at Missouri, he got the job at Penn State because of the job he did at Missouri. And when he was at Missouri, he was one of the greatest recruiters we've ever seen. Athletes that we never would expect to go to Missouri, he got somehow to commit to that school. Vandy, my bad. I meant Vandy.
Vandy.
Sorry, Vandy.
Okay,
Vandy.
I thought
because the colors.
Yeah.
Don't worry. Very, very.
Vandy was a lot better under him.
Yeah. One somehow he got the job because of that. Why did I say Missouri? Anyway. And so as a result, he's already getting guys now. Like the quarterback that he had, what's his name? With the funny last name, Troy Hunt or something like that. He got him to walk with him. He got today, Fat Rat Brown. We just found out that we're getting the legend of Fat Rat is coming to Virginia Tech. That's cool. I'm excited about all that. The problem is that what will happen is we will end up winning maybe 6 games next year, and then 8 games the next year. And then 10 games the next year. And then competing for among the best teams in the country the next year. And then expectations will come. And then what happened at Penn State will happen in Blacksburg, Virginia. And granted, it's been a long time since we competed on that level. And I will give him props for being the recruiter that he is. The problem is that when the X's and O's matter, when time management matters, when it comes down to close games, this man has never won a game of consequence that was close his entire run at Penn State. And we're bringing that to Blacksburg, and the fan base is celebrating. Kid, what is wrong with me? What is happening? Why do I feel crazy?
Maybe they're just so delusional. Yeah, maybe they're just so
because they are enticed by the short term, we're going to get better, but they don't see the long term frustration that he sees.
That is basically going to be all for nothing.
And he's probably just going to leave anyway. You think he's staying at Virginia? You think he didn't take this job waiting for the next big job to open? What are we celebrating? $8 million a year. We're paying him Penn State money. This team is paying him that much. That is crazy. This man was disgraced and ran out of the biggest fucking college football programs in the country. And I'm sorry, I'm not excited.
And what happened? All right, Markeem, here's another thing too. You said 6 wins or whatever. What if he overachieves next year?
Oh yeah, of course.
Gets that offer, and then he's gone.
He's gone. He's gone.
He didn't even last a year.
Yeah, but this season's been a disgrace. I'm so upset. I could go on and on. I don't want to. I had a list of notes, but I don't feel like going through all that shit. It was terrible. Horrible season. Miserable season.
Your notes never see the light of day.
It was probably the mistake was probably not firing Pry last year, and then
if we were bad this year, I wouldn't even care, kid, because like now, okay, we're transitioning, we're seeing what we have, we're looking for coaches all year, so we don't have to scramble and hire James Franklin and act like it's a big get. It's crazy, bro. I don't understand it. I was upset when I found out. My cousin calls me. He's like, "Let's go." I'm like, "What do you mean, let's go?
Go.
What are you doing? Did you not see what just happened?
Do they not watch Penn State?
Like, did you not watch? Like, I don't understand, man. I don't.
Maybe it's because like he didn't win a playoff game.
The biggest underachievers in like the past 3 years, and he celebrated. Like they all celebrated. I feel so weird, man. I feel
maybe they just want to be in the dance at least, It's like I don't know.
I don't know, man.
Some people are just content with just being involved in the conversation.
I mean, you have our coach, so it is what it is. You have the guy that's supposed to be coaching our team.
Oh, so Beamer, yeah.
It's fine. Whatever, man.
You might get him at some point.
You want to trade?
I don't want James Franklin.
All right, where's that kid at? I want to know what he got to say about Miami, man.
Yeah, he must have had to step away for a minute. But yeah, it's just like, I don't know, man. It's like, I just don't, bro. There's no other profession in the effing world that you can get fired. They owe you like tons of money anyway. And by the way, you got fired because you suck at your job. And then it's like, oh, by the way, you're going to get a promotion at some point from this.
You're going to get a promotion. Lane Kiffin did it. And for some reason, James Franklin keeps doing it. Like, he keeps doing it. He just lands on his feet, man. The Vandy job lets him land on his feet. It's crazy.
I will say something since he's gone. If he comes back in, I'll cut the talk away. But I'm interested to see what you think because you kind of follow the ins and outs a little more than me. But do you think because I think there's a chance because I don't trust that motherfucker at all, that Bill Belichick takes the Giants job.
Why
that
not?
Fast.
Why wouldn't he?
Yeah. Because obviously he's going to say
this did not go well, did it? This did not go well.
This did not
go well at all.
I don't know enough about like I'm just going to be honest. It's fair to him. Like I don't know. Like okay, did he recruit? But it's just going to take time. Like most time it does. But this is a fast pace recruiting process now, so I don't know if it's.
I feel like we shouldn't just give up on him, but
right,
he did a bad job this year.
It wasn't even like okay, well they could competitive or whatever, but
no, they were getting smoked, man. He did a bad job. Period. No other way around it. No ifs, ands, or buts. The people that go Tom Brady made him. They look really good this year. They look really fucking good this year.
What's so funny is because the narrative like switches so quickly.
Kid, real quick. We were talking about Belichick and how disappointing
UNC was.
Yeah. He did a horrible job. There's no way around it. He was terrible this year. He was awful.
I asked him if he thought that he would take the Giants job, even though he said he wouldn't.
Well,
I feel like that's the job he wants. That's the one he wants.
And I know it's tough, like with the Jordan Hudson thing, and we don't need to do the Brady Belichick thing on this show as we've done many times before.
Right.
I will remind everyone that their very first Super Bowl they won with Brady Belichick, the New England Patriots, you can look this up, that whole playoff drive had one offensive touchdown.
Oh my God.
One offensive touchdown.
Why are we doing this? Why is this
because yes, right now the Belichick Jordan Hudson thing is a disaster. I don't deny that. Yeah. But let's not rewrite the last 25 years of history.
Well, now I agree with that, Big Red, because they flip-flop on it's Belichick, it's Brady, it's Belichick, Brady, it's Belichick, Brady. Just admit it was both. Like it's
I'm with your kid, but the people that say Brady made him, they look really good this year. Like it's no need.
I know,
like, they look really good this year.
I remember the Patriots winning a Super Bowl 21-17 with a Ty Law pick six with Brady having less than 150 passing yards.
I do too.
I have a brain. I remember that Brady was not the MVP Brady of 2007.
I'm with you, kid. I'm with you, but
I watched the 11-5 Matt Castle season. Did anyone else? I was there. I remember that year.
No, that doesn't count. That doesn't count for Belichick
anymore. Not fair,
they really don't anymore.
Crazy. That team was crazy, man. That don't count, man.
I'm just saying.
I feel like I could have went out there and won like 3 games with that team. That's how great that team was.
That is
man.
true.
The early from like 2000 to 2006, the Patriots were mainly carried by their defense, and then 2007 through 2012, it was mainly carried by their offense, but the defense wasn't good enough. And then from 2014 to 2018, they had both. That's why they won more Super Bowls in that last 100%. The best. Again, I can't believe we're spending time on this. The best 5-year statistical run in Tom Brady's career is 2007 through 2012. Even Patriots fans will tell you that. They had 0 rings those 5 years. 0. Because you need a defense to win. That's why Adams bet on the Bengals to win the Super Bowl is going to lose. Like, I don't care how good Joe Burrow is. It's just not possible without Golden calling your defense.
So trash, yeah.
Hold on. What happened?
He bet on he bet 150 to 1 the Bengals to win the Super Bowl.
Because it's insane. Yes. It's insane odds. Because, but like Big Rat, you said it the best with the lottery thing. It's literally
lottery.
If you win, you're going to be touting it to the rooftops, but the odds of winning are very slim.
Yes, his argument is because it's 150 to 1, like any bet will pay back a lot of money. Which again, that's the logic of a lottery ticket. Like a $3 lottery ticket can get you like $1 bajillion. Like that's great ROI. That's great odds, but it's a bad investment.
Now we'll say versus a lottery ticket on that though. Like they will give you cash out off it. So if Bengals made the playoffs somehow and won a game, you could cash out and just
maybe it depends on your book. But maybe.
No, okay, I got you. Sometimes they don't do it.
We're talking about gambling. Enough of that.
Yeah.
All right. We gotta get to the NFL. The Hurricanes are really good. The Hurricanes are a really good team. They had their standard 2 ACC losses under Mario Cristobal to good ACC coaches. This is a common theme. Brent Key owns him. Jeff Brom owns him. And now we can add Rhett Lashley to the list of smart ACC coaches that will outcoach Mario Cristobal in a close game because they're smarter people. This is something that Canes fans know. However, the talent is undeniable. This is a top 10 roster in all of college football. They have the best pass rush in college football. Their top pass rusher, Ruben Bain, is a threat to go first overall in the NFL draft. If he doesn't, he'll at least go top 5.
Nasty, bro.
He is
I watched one game with him, and I was like, I'm sold.
We've known about him for years, too. He was a star as a true freshman. The Canes just weren't good enough back then for people to take notice. And then last year, he was hurt. So it had kind of been this whole time, this little gem, where in 2023, he's a great freshman pass rusher, but the team is 7-5, so no one's really paying attention. 2024, he's hurt for half the year. So then it was this little diamond in the rough that had always been there, but no one could really notice until the team was 10-2 and he's dominating the Notre Dame offensive tackles. And everyone was like, oh shit, I didn't know they had someone like this whole time. It's like, yeah, he's a stud. And Akeem Mesidor on the other side of him is also going to go high in the NFL draft. They are super talented on the trench play. They have, I would say, probably the best freshman wide receiver in the country. Not smart enough about all freshman wide receivers in every program, but it's kind of hard to beat what their guy Malachi Tony has done this year.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I mean, and certainly on the playoff teams that I've seen, I don't see anyone with a better freshman receiver than him. So the Canes, Carson Beck started the year pretty solid against Notre Dame. Then he had this kind of lull where he was Carson Beck, the reason why Markeem wasn't excited to watch him play football this year. He had one game against Louisville where he threw 4 interceptions. 4.
Yeah, that's why they lost, kid. They
lost because of him.
Crazy.
And his fourth pick was in field goal range too, and they were down 3 points at home. Mm. It was bad. It was bad. The vibes were bad. Like everyone was out on Carson. It was a bad time to be a Canes fan. And then 2 weeks later, they played SMU. I went to the game with a bunch of friends. And we all watched as the Canes somehow, some way lost one of the most heartbreaking games I've ever seen in my life. There was SMU had a 4th and 9, down 3 points, 4th and 9. The referee calls time. I mean, the referee, right before the play is about to get snapped, there's an inadvertent whistle. And one of the coaches had called timeout or something like that. And a Canes pass rusher comes up to the quarterback, hits him because he doesn't hear the whistle. And it was the play was blown dead. The play was never supposed to happen, but they still threw a personal foul call on the Canes for hitting the guy. It was horrible. It was horrible. It was really bad.
Wow.
That was 4th. And Phil, that was on 4th and 9. They got an automatic first down. They kicked the field goal to send it to overtime. Beck got picked off in overtime, and then SMU won the game.
No way. I didn't follow that. That's crazy.
That's why the Canes are not in the playoff, because of those 2 games. Carson Beck throwing 4 interceptions, down 3 points at home to Louisville, and then playing SMU, 3-point lead, 4th and 9 in the fourth quarter. Inadvertent whistle. The pass rusher doesn't hear it. Accidentally touches the quarterback. He even tries to, if you ever see the play on Twitter, he tries to pick up. He
tries to stop, but he's moving forward because it's momentum. Yeah,
and he's a big guy. That was a
stop. Yeah.
I mean, that wasn't Bain. That was one of their other pass rushers. Okay. I think it was Justin Scott. But yeah, it was it was he tried to stop, but he couldn't. And he even tries to pick the quarterback up, and it doesn't matter. They still threw on an inadvertent whistle on a blown dead play, 4th and 9. They threw a 15-yard personal foul.
How's that legal?
First down. I don't know. I've never seen anything like it before.
It's not.
The Canes lost those 2 games, and because of those 2 games, they might not get into the college football playoff, even though they beat Notre Dame, who's ranked 2 spots ahead of them right now. And as
how many losses does Notre Dame have?
They have 2 as well.
Right.
One to us and one to Texas A&M at home.
So why don't they have the head-to-head? If that was Bama, Bama would be shot rocketed above them.
I mean, the losses are worse. The losses are worse, Phil.
Head-to-head has to matter, man.
I'm with you.
That's the debate. That's the debate. Like, how do you weigh?
Kirk Herbstreit would be drooling if this was Bama. But anyways.
So the problem is, and especially the problem for Canes fans, is that the season has been so good. The defense is so much better. It's a shame. If they had this defensive coordinator, Corey Heatherman, who they took from Minnesota,
if they had Ward season, they would have won a national title.
Yes, absolutely. Not just made the playoffs. They would have won it all with the Cam Ward year. Absolutely. And all that talent they had on offense too last year. Like, it's so sad. They had the all-world offense last year. This year, they have like a really good defense and still a good offense. It's not as good as last year's offense, but it's still good and it's getting better. And the Canes are trying to make the college football playoffs. So now, here's the issue. Oklahoma beat Alabama. And even though Alabama has a better strength of schedule, a better strength of record, better margin of victory, Alabama's best win was Georgia, who's ranked 3rd in the country right now. Oklahoma's best win was Alabama, who's currently ranked 10th. And
they got the worst loss of them all.
They do. Admittedly, losing to Florida State in week 1 is a disastrous loss for how horrible that team ended up being. But in that case, Phil, Oklahoma stays ranked ahead of Bama because head-to-head matters. But in our case with Notre Dame, head-to-head is weighted less. And that is
because you're not in the
that is the tough thing to reconcile. Now, there is a conspiracy theory that I just saw Kirk Herbstreit talk about, which has my interest. So I'm not a Clay Travis fan to any viewer here listening to that, but he does cover college football, and us Canes fans are desperate. We've been listening to anything we can over the past few days. So when Ron DeSantis comes out, the governor of Florida, who's a horrible person, and he comes out in support of the Miami Hurricanes, just for now, like, cut us some slack. Like, we're asking for any help we can get. Like, please, just give us a break for just like a few days.
They're at the Don Santos level. I can't.
Yeah,
I literally.
It gets worse too. Marco Rubio, the current Secretary of State, also came out in support of the Miami Hurricanes, and Marco Rubio told Trump, if the Hurricanes don't get in the playoffs, you have to overhaul this playoff system next year. Like, cut us some slack. Like, anyone is an ally right now. Paul Feinbaum, who Canes fans hate, came out in support of the Canes as well. Everyone is our friend just for these next few days to fix this injustice of one 10-2 team not being ranked over that other 10-2 team that they beat. So the conspiracy theory now, Clay Travis's conspiracy theory before today's rankings was, I think Notre Dame was 9, Bama was 10. For those that don't know, the top 10 get in, and then 11 and 12 go to the bottom 2 ranked, the 4th and 5th highest ranked conference champions, because usually the top 3 ranked conference champions are usually in the top 10 anyways. The SEC champion, the Big Ten champion is always going to be in the top 10. This year, the Big 12 champion is guaranteed to be in the top 10. So then it's just the next 2 highest ranked conference champions after that are going to be 11 and 12. So the 10 spot is the cutoff line. 9 was Notre Dame, 10 was Alabama, 11 was BYU, 12 was Miami. And Clay Travis said, I think, my conspiracy theory, I think they're going to flip Bama and Notre Dame. All Bama did was beat Auburn. And Auburn, yes, it's the Iron Bowl. Yes, it's a rivalry game. But that Auburn team is terrible. And Bama beat them like in a very, very close game. And he's like, my conspiracy theory is they're going to flip Bama and Notre Dame to give Bama insurance that whether or not they win or lose the SEC title game, they stay in. And then once BYU loses the Big 12 title game to Texas Tech, then Bama will be 9, Notre Dame will be 10, and Miami will be 11 because BYU will drop. And his conspiracy theory is at that point when Miami and Notre Dame are right next to each other in the rankings, because this whole time there's always been teams between them. There's always been 1 or 2 teams in between them. His conspiracy theory is when it gets to that point when they're 10 and 11, at that point, it'll flip. At that point, when they're right next to each other, and it's literally the difference in one team making the playoff, one team not making the playoff, he thinks they'll just flip them and put Miami in over Notre Dame. And Kirk Herbstreit said the same thing. And the reason they say that is because they asked the committee chair point blank, Notre Dame and Miami, they're both 10-2. Their seasons are over. They're not playing this weekend. And Notre Dame is currently 10 and Miami is 12 because they did flip Bama Notre Dame like Clay said they would. So Bama's 9, Notre Dame is 10, BYU's 11, Miami's 12. BYU is very favored to lose this weekend, and they're probably out of it at that point. So they asked the committee chair point blank, Notre Dame is currently ranked above Miami. They don't play this weekend. is it fair to say that this is a settled matter that we have picked Notre Dame over Miami? And the committee chair said, I would not say that. He said, I would say that idle teams can move. What happens in the conference title games can influence what happens to the teams that aren't playing this weekend. We will rediscuss and re-rank the top 1 to 25 next week after the title games are over. Again, I'm obviously biased. I'm obviously hopeful here. But it would be very easy to just say, hey, man, the season's over. We have Notre Dame ranked higher. Deal with it, Miami fans. Like, sorry. Like, there's nothing that could – the only thing that could change is whether or not BYU gets in if they win their game. But other than that, this is a settled debate here. They didn't say that. So which makes me wonder, maybe that conspiracy theory is right. And maybe, even though it's completely illogical, but I saw great – and my friends at Canes Insight, one of them is a big pro wrestling fan. And they said, listen, you guys don't know wrestling like I do. This is how you maximize the payoff. Yeah, sometimes it's illogical. Sometimes it doesn't make sense. But it's preparing for that big payoff, that big dramatic moment at the end.
Flipping them.
Yes,
yeah.
And you wonder, how could you possibly flip them when neither team plays this week? But once BYU loses and they're right next to each other in the rankings and there's no team in between them, at that point, the flip, the swerve at the very, very end.
Not everything Miami has to make sense.
Hey, I'm not going to lie. If I'm a Notre Dame fan and that shit happens, listen,
I get it.
I'm hot. You hear me?
Yeah,
get that damn team out of the fucking playoff. Oh,
I'm just saying.
Fucking Notre Dame.
Listen.
What are they going to win? Oh, I know. Nothing.
I would agree that flipping the teams with no new data from either team is insane. But I do believe Miami should be ranked ahead of them anyways. So in my opinion, it is an illogical, wrong thing to do to correct the current injustice that is going on.
Right.
I got you.
And it'll look ridiculous. Yeah. No one will understand. I don't blame you. I know it's crazy, but I think it's not a coincidence that some college football personalities have said this. And again, if this wasn't going to happen, if this wasn't on the radar, why didn't the chair just say, this is done? Their seasons ratings, are over.
You could say that. That's your counter to that. If you say it's over, there's no drama to who gets in that spot.
Yeah, so could this be a way just to maximize pain for Canes fans to get us all to tune in on Saturday? Yeah, maybe. Yeah, sure.
Like, hopefully not for your sake. Hopefully not for Canes fans.
I would like to think, because last year, for those that don't know, last year Miami was also in the bubble, and it was between 10-2 Miami and 9-3 Alabama. And 9-3 Alabama was ranked ahead of Miami going into the conference title game. Bama didn't get in either because Clemson upset SMU, and then both of them got in. But it was a similar thing where that was the bubble. And last year, they made it very clear. Bama season's over. Miami season's over. This is the ranking. Bama will be ahead of Miami.
That's true.
And this year, they did not say that. And there's no reason to play with our emotions like this if there's not a chance that this is all setting up for the big swerve and the final flip at the very last minute. I know it's insane. I know it makes no fucking sense, but
listen, I think if they get in,
they're dangerous.
I think so
too. Anything can happen. I'll just say that. I don't think they'll win it all.
And
only one team has any chance to. Ohio, we're wasting time. Ohio State's gonna win this thing, right? Like it really all feels like a waste of time. They have not had a bad performance all season.
Yeah, for those who do not know, they have not allowed. I think it's more than 17 points in a game all year. Yeah, every single game has been 17 points or less. Against like Michigan, against Washington, in Washington's home field. Like it's been impressive. Illinois.
If they lose, it's one of the biggest choke jobs in the history of the sport. Period.
I would agree.
It's like Oklahoma losing in what was that, 2003? It's like Oklahoma losing.
To LSU?
Now they play Indiana in the Big Ten championship, right?
They do this weekend,
yeah. And they're probably going to win. They're probably going to win.
Indiana looks good, but
I'll close my UM thing by saying, I don't think they can win the title, but it would just be nice after last year being ranked in the top 10 the whole year and then falling out the very last week. And this year beating Notre Dame week 1. Like, it just would be nice for us to just get in. Like, I think, Markeem, throwing you years back, 2004, the Eagles had lost 3 straight NFC title games. And if they won the NFC championship, they were going to play the 2004 Patriots, who were big favorites. And you knew that they probably weren't going to win, but you just wanted to finally get rewarded. It's like, I'm tired of being so close every year. Same thing.
And then that game was close. That game,
better than you might have expected.
Yeah.
I don't think Miami can go far, but I just want to see them get in, and then we can call that. Like, it's a good season either way, but it would be really nice to see them get rewarded for it. So, but yeah, I agree. I'd rather talk about Heisman than the actual playoff as a whole, because I do think Ohio State's a big favorite. Phil, I don't know if you have any other take on any of the other top 10 before we get to Heisman.
I want to say in the Indiana Ohio State matchup, I think is telling. I think if Ohio State clearly wins that game, then who's going to touch them? Indiana's kind of that hot, like Cinderella type team kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, I like Georgia only because I think Kirby is like such a genius. Like, there's been so many games this year where Kirby Smart, they're losing in the first half and then they just take over in the second half. They even did that against Bama. They were just down by too much for it to matter, and they got stopped like in the red zone on 4th and 1. I think Kirby can coach up his team to make it like closer than it should be. But ultimately, Ohio State's just too good. They have the best receivers in the country, and they have the best defense in the country. That's really hard to beat. When you have the best defense in the country and the best wide receivers in the country, that's just hard.
A steep hill. Yeah,
that's too much.
Great offensive line. It's just
a quarterback who's a Heisman contender. I don't think he should win it, but let's get into it. Like, Markeem, would you give it to the winner of the Big Ten title game, or would you give it to someone else?
You know who I think should win this thing, man? You know who I think should win this thing? It's not going to happen. Diego Pavia. That's who I think should win this thing. He has been spectacular. He is second in the country in all-purpose yards. Vanderbilt's 10-2 in the Southeastern Conference when we all expected them not to be. Oh my God, I sound like Skip Bayless, but it's true. We all expected them not to even contend or compete or anything. Yeah. We all thought like, Pavia's going to put up big numbers. It's cute. Yeah, I mean. But, they won 10 games, man. He's been the best quarterback to me in the country. I think he should win. Mendoza will probably win, and that's boring. That's boring. But
Shout out
I want Pavia to win, though. I really do.
Do you think if Indiana was to get blown out in the Big Ten,
maybe
would Mendoza still win?
I think honestly he's done enough. Like, he performs well. I think he's done enough to just win this thing.
I mean, he had one of the greatest plays of all time. That was incredible.
Because to me, he's way better than Sam. Like, he's way better.
Yes,
like significantly better.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Yeah. So I think he's done enough, and whatever.
Yeah, I think Phil, he would have to. I don't think it's enough for them to lose. He would have to like specifically like play bad enough to lose it. Like 3 interceptions, like a bunch of sacks. Like, and even then, it's tough. Yeah, he's the favorite. I mean, if they win, he's definitely getting it. Even if he plays bad in a win, he's getting it.
That's what I was going to ask you. He's a favorite, but what are the next 3 guys? Like, just
it would be Sayin, but Sayin's not actually like the second best Heisman contender. He is just the quarterback of the clear number 1 team in the country.
Yeah, right.
He's not even the best player.
And you always get a little bump because of that, man.
You do.
He's not even the best player on that offense.
And Jeremiah,
they just can't. They just can't conceive of because all these other quarterbacks of these other teams were always underwhelming or making mistakes, and not like Dante Moore. It looked like when they beat Penn State that he can maybe build a Heisman resume, but then Penn State fell off the map, and then Dante Moore played terrible against Indiana, and it's like, okay, well, that crosses off like Oregon's quarterback. Like the next 2 would either be Pavia or Jeremiah Love from Notre Dame. Yeah. Now, if Notre Dame doesn't make the playoff, I don't think he would.
I mean, Love's yards per touch is insane, though.
What about you don't think
he's averaging like 8 yards a touch, which is kind of nuts.
He's a stud.
Is the receiver from Ohio State, Jeremiah? He's not gonna. You don't think he's?
No, he missed some games, and he just and that team, like, despite all his highlights, like that team wins because of their defense, and this is why defensive players never win the Heisman, because it's never one person. It's always like 10 different contributors. Yeah. Like, a smart football fan could say Caleb Downs should win the Heisman because he's like their chess piece and why their defense is so good. But they don't, unless you rack up like interceptions or sacks,
or also play on offense,
or play both ways,
or also return kicks,
or also return kicks. Dez back in the day. So it's hard, and that's why Ohio State. Phil, it's fascinating. Their pace of play is one of the slowest in the country. They like manage the regular season like a load managing NBA team. Their defense would never allow anyone to score, and they would build like 10-point leads, and then they would just run the ball. And it was just let's just drain out the clock. Let's just get out of here, like that kind of thing.
Wow,
because their defense was so good,
which makes them even scarier come playoff time. Because I feel like we haven't seen them at the peak of their powers.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
They're annoyingly good at this shit, man.
I'm not excited. I'm not looking forward to another Ohio State title, but I will say I'll close it by saying I agree with Markeem. I think it will be Mendoza, pending some sort of disastrous title game where he's the problem. Right. And I don't think that's going to happen. So I'm going to say Mendoza. And then if it's not Mendoza, my opinion, I don't think they'll end up giving it to Sayin. I just, maybe I'm naive, but I just think common sense will prevail. And everyone will be like, okay, this is not actually like the Heisman Trophy winner. The Heisman Trophy winner is Diego Pavia or Jeremiah Love, instead of giving it to Mendoza. I just can't conceive of this guy who no one's been talking about all year long just winning the Heisman just because they have the best team in the country.
Yeah.
This would be worse if, like, remember AJ McCarron back in the day?
Yeah,
this is like worse than that.
Yes, it's very similar to the AJ McCarron Heisman buzz, almost identical. So we'll see what happens in the Big Ten title game. We'll go from there. That should wrap up college football. Hopefully.
Psycho.
Oh, that's Ethan.
Who is even Ohio State's
quarterback?
We're talking about saying.
That's a good one, Ethan.
I'm just saying, Julian's saying those curious.
Yeah, saying.
Yes, that's the exact point.
That's the point.
Literally, if they had lost once, it's not that his odds would have dropped. He would have like fallen off the board.
Yeah,
nobody would have brought him up at all. Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, okay, you're not the clear number one team in the country. All right, we're done here. Like, you have no case whatsoever.
He's not bad, but Heisman Trophy is just no. It's not what it's meant for. And we'll see. Hopefully, my Hurricanes can sneak into the playoff. We will see again. Everyone, pro wrestling fans that are watching our show, the swerve, it's coming. The flip. And again, it doesn't have to make. Not everything has to make sense. All right. Like,
the fix is in. The fix is in.
It turned into Vince McMahon. That was crazy.
No one would see it coming. BYU loses. Now Notre Dame and Miami are right next to each other. Oh, now that they're right next to each other, I'm going to weight the head-to-head like 20% more. And oh, look at that. That changes our metrics. Now Miami's in the playoff.
Man, what if BYU pulls off the upset? How sad would you be? How sad would you be?
Well, at the very least, I will be comforted in knowing that Notre Dame is also not getting in.
Yeah,
and that does make it a little better.
Yeah, that's
like
better. Yeah.
All right, fine. If we can't get in, those assholes can't get in either.
They can't get in either.
The reality is they both should be in, but
right. Yeah, that's the reality.
We just SEC plays by different rules. Oklahoma loses twice.
Yeah.
They haven't really they beat Bama, which was impressive, but like everyone got so much credit for beating Tennessee. But Tennessee has not beaten a single team. And they haven't beaten a single team above 500 all year. But because it's the SEC, they were always ranked in the top 20. So every time Bama beat them, every time Oklahoma beat them, it was like, oh, what an impressive win. It's not really. Vanderbilt destroyed them last week. Like
it really did. Yeah.
Yeah. But that's SEC benefit that we cannot fight. There will be a minimum of 4 to 5 SEC teams in every year, no matter what,
and more once they expand it.
which is coming. Yeah. I mean, would we like more expansion? I feel like last year we didn't need to expand. We didn't need to see 9-3 Alabama in the playoff. Like they were not like ready. But I feel like this year with Vanderbilt, with Miami, maybe with Texas, with Arch Manning playing better, I actually think a 16-team playoff this year would probably be better, but maybe not every year.
But yeah, that's the issue. Yeah.
All right, NFL time. Before we let Phil glaze on about you see, America, there are fan bases that spend decades suffering, literal decades. The Buffalo Bills went 17 years without making the playoffs.
Hello, this guy right here. Hadn't done anything that mattered since 13 played there. That guy.
We have not won a playoff game in 25 years. And Danny's Jets, the other team in the AFC East, they are currently on a 15-year streak of no playoffs and growing and building from there. And God bless the poor New England Patriots with 3 bad years, and just right back on the horse.
So rough.
A rough 3-year existence.
I don't know how people do it for 10 years. 3 years.
Shut the fuck up, man. Oh my God, man.
If any franchise deserves to rebuild itself and get on its feet very quickly, it's obviously the New England Patriots. So let's me and Markeem do our teams very quickly because I really don't want to spend a lot of time on that team. The Dolphins. The Dolphins have been a disaster, and they're doing the very Dolphins thing they always do. It's not Dolphins football to go 2-15. Dolphins football is being 7-7 in the middle of December in the hunt, with a road game against the Steelers on Monday Night Football, and if you win, you're still in, and then you get humiliated, and then the season ends. That's Dolphins football. Dolphins football is not 2-15. That's not who we are. Who we are is 8-9, 7-10. That's Dolphins.
We're mediocre. That's our identity. We're not terrible. We're mediocre.
And so when they started 1-6, I actually started to think, because their defense was actually the worst defense in the country. It was actually worse than the Cowboys. It was worse than the Bengals. They were allowing, hear the stat, 60% of their drives were allowed for scores. 60% of the time, a field goal or a touchdown.
That's 60%. Is that a record?
It was at a certain point. And then in their first 3 games, there was some ridiculous stat that they only allowed like 2 punts on like 15 drives. Like 13 of 15 drives went for a score. It was humiliating. It's been bad. It's been really, really bad. And the worst defense of all time, to Anthony Weaver's credit, who I was very critical of early in the year, has gotten a lot better. Their rookie defensive tackles are playing a lot better. Minkah Fitzpatrick is playing a lot better. And their linebacker, Jordan Brooks, is actually one of the better linebackers in the NFL. And he won't get the attention for that because the team isn't very good. And the defense was really bad for the first half of the year, but he's actually played a really good role. And so little by little, the defense has actually gotten better. And now their defense is actually kind of like average. It's actually kind of middle of the road. So now they're not like allowing 30 every week. Like to film when we played the Patriots in week 2, it was 33-27. Like when we played the Chargers at home, it was 29-27. Like we had a Panthers game that was like 27-24. Like with these high scoring losses every single week, that's not happening anymore. So that's why the Dolphins can like now, because they've changed their identity with no Tyreek Hill. All right, we're going to be a run-based offense. We're going to put 6 offensive linemen on the field. We're going to run everything through Devon Achane. We're going to limit Tua to like less than 25 pass attempts per game. And we're going to build our identity like that. And that, in conjunction with the defense not allowing high point totals, has kind of led to some complimentary football where they're starting to win against bad teams. They might win again this week against the Jets. I just don't think it's going anywhere. Like, it's just eventually, whether it's next week, the week after, they will have that 8th or 9th loss that ends it all. But for now, until it happens, I guess we'll have fun. I guess we'll lie to ourselves. I guess we'll pretend that maybe they can ride Devon Achane and the defense to the playoffs. They are only 1 game back behind from the Kansas City Chiefs and the Baltimore Ravens, which is insane. Truly insane to think about. So, yeah, like it's been a bad year. I think if the team does not have a winning record, McDaniel should be fired. If they somehow pull a winning record out of this, I think you can justify keeping him. Tua has physically regressed a lot. I know people thought he looked physically weaker after the hip injury. That was true coming into the NFL, but it's gotten worse this year. No one really knows why. There's some speculation that because of his concussion history, the Dolphins didn't want him to work with outside trainers anymore. And there's a belief that him stopping working with those trainers, it's just ruined everything. He's not in shape. His footwork's all messed up. His mechanics are all fucked up. Like, he just looks like a shell of himself. And yes, I know the NFL version of Tua was already a shell of the Alabama Tua, but we're saying this year it looks like a shell of that. And is this just what it is now? Could this change with a different offseason? I do not know. But I do know for this year, it's not going to change. This year, it's just going to be what it's going to be. He's going to be like the 20th best quarterback in the NFL with no Tyreek Hill, and we're going to ride the run game. That's what this year is going to be. It's not going to go anywhere, but we'll pretend to enjoy it for as long as it lasts. That's my summation on the Dolphins.
Now, do you believe that Mike McDaniel should have been fired sooner?
Well, the team is fighting for him. Like, you can't ignore that. I did think the Dolphins in the offseason, they got rid of Teron Armstead retired. Calais Campbell went to the Cardinals, which I think he probably regrets. But nonetheless, he went to the Cardinals. They got rid of, and Calais Campbell was like our best defensive player last year, even at 37 years old. He was like a top 10 defensive tackle in football. It was crazy. Teron Armstead retired. Calais Campbell went to the Cardinals. They traded Jalen Ramsey. They traded Jonnu Smith, who broke the franchise record of receiving yards and receiving touchdowns for a tight end. So after losing all 4 of those guys and not really making any significant contributions in free agency, they didn't really want to take on any more dead money, and they lost 4 of their 5 best players. So I kind of thought the team would take a step back. So I was okay with the team going 8-9, 9-8, 7, maybe 10-7 if things broke right. I was okay with the team not breaking the playoff streak this year. But the first half of the year was just so bad. It was like, okay, we can't go 1-15, man. Like, I expected a step back, but not like this. Get McDaniel out of here. And now it's an ongoing evaluation, Phil, is what I would say. If they end up winning 10 games or winning 9 games, I think he didn't deserve to be fired. I think he was proven right. If they end up winning 8 games, it's 50-50. If they win 7 games or worse, then yeah, he probably did deserve to be fired. So it's an ongoing evaluation. We're going to let the 5 games play out is how I would describe it. And then we'll see what the right answer was. All right, Markeem, Philly.
I would agree with that. What do I say about the Eagles, man?
Top 10 quarterback.
Oh, yeah. That take is aging great right now. You got people egging the fucking offensive coordinator's house. Like, Jesus.
This, and here's the thing, the offense, I wouldn't call it terrible because I don't think that's fair. Like we have the most skilled receiving core in the league. I still think so. I think, period. Obviously, by committee, one of the best, like in terms of the whole ensemble, run game, passing game, everything, even our quarterback too, all that stuff. The thing with this team though, and one thing that's also underrated about this team that not enough people are talking about is that the pass rush has been very inconsistent.
Yeah.
And in today's NFL, you got to have some element of pass rush. And although the defense, the counting stats look great, that element of them has not been exactly what we need it to be. You know what I mean? So that's been an issue too. But bottom line, I'm done dancing around it. Jalen Hurts has got to be better, bro. Like, this is not last year where this team is basically set up for him to just manage the game and, just get us from point A to point B. And it sounds crazy. I'm talking shit about an 8-4 team, but listen to me, all right? Like he's got to be better. This is not the team last year where they're so overwhelmingly talented that he can just be fine and we just win. Like, come playoff time, I have zero confidence because this team is not the team it was last year. And we're going to need him to step up in the close playoff games when shit gets real against the fucking Rams and against the guy, all these teams against Seattle. Well,
Packers.
Packers. How much do you believe in Seattle? We'll talk about them, but we'll talk about that. But yeah, like I need him to be better than what he's been, and that's the bottom line. Like, because this team is not as good as it was last year. I'm just concerned. I'm concerned. I'm not concerned enough like kid where like, oh my God, the sky's falling, because clearly not a disaster. 8-4, have played well, have had some big wins. But this guy, Jalen Hurts, man, it's not last year that will define him. It's this year that will define him, and we shall see. Because me and Kid have been on this. Kid, I'm not as bad as Kid, but I'm like, yo, this guy, for how he's discussed, it never matches. Like, his production never matches with how he's discussed. And this year, he's got to be that guy that people talk about for us to win again, for us to repeat. He's got to be that guy. And I don't know. So far this year, taking care of the ball, not a whole lot of turnovers, but also not a lot of motion either. I'm just saying, he hasn't won us a whole lot of games, bro. He's just been fine. And for this team, he has to be better than fine. It's that simple.
Now, I want to ask you this, Markeem, because me and him were talking, and I kind of just wanted to see what he thought of the Eagles and what their biggest issue was, and he kind of sent me some tweets and things like that. With the play calling has been atrocious.
Oh, I mean, Nick, that's another dude I don't believe in. Y'all know that, what I mean?
And I was gonna say, him too. For I know Patullo gets all the heat for the play calling, but Sirianni, what I don't understand is he's an offensive coach. Like, if the OC is getting so much heat, why can't he just step in and take over the play calling? And it seems like he doesn't think he can.
I feel like that fan after the Bucks won the title in what was that, 2021, 2022?
2020.
Whatever. Yeah. Whenever that was, when they won the title and that fan was at the parade with the fire booted hoser, that's me. I was like, this is cool. This is great and all, but the problem is still the problem. That was me. I was the same. You ever seen that picture with the guy with the fire?
I have, yeah.
That was me, man. The issues did not magically disappear. That team was just way better than everybody else. They didn't magically disappear. Quarterback, have my doubts. Coach, I think is kind of dumb, to be honest. That simple. So
I do wonder, could it be 2017? They won the Super Bowl. Doug Peterson. Now, granted, he got 3 more years. Could it be if things got really bad, if they miss the playoffs, which I don't think is that crazy. Yes, I know Phil. Yeah, it's gonna say Bing Rand hates
this year. No, not this year. No, not this year.
No, it's not crazy. No.
But the reason it's not crazy because the wild cards in the NFC
it's wide open. It's wide open.
Yeah, the Lions might not make it, and they're 7-5, and they might not make it. So 8-4 is not guaranteed. If you lose 3 games and it's 10-7. I mean, the Niners, who are not going to win their division, most likely, they already have 9 wins. They're 1 win away from 10 wins. So, and 2 NFC West teams are getting wildcard spots. So I think it gets tight. If you only go 10-7.
I think so.
And that means Philly goes 2-3 the last 5 games. And they go at Buffalo, which I think they're losing that game. So what I want to know is, if it gets that bad, is it possible? Because I remember when they fired Doug Peterson, and I was like, he won a Super Bowl. And they were like, well, deserve has nothing to do with it. Do we trust him to be the guy to lead the team in the future? If you're going to fire Kevin Patullo as the offensive coordinator, Like, do you trust Sirianni to just hire the next OC? This is his guy. I don't know.
Yeah,
just something to think about. Just something to think about. I know it sounds insane. Only the Philadelphia Eagles would fire the Super Bowl winning head coach the very next season.
Twice.
I mean, it was the right call back then.
It was
the right call.
You guys are proven right when he flamed out in Jacksonville. Like you guys. I guess that's how they run the organization.
Kid, I didn't even think about it.
He did.
I'm just saying. And Phil's gonna say, "Oh, I'm hating," and Chris
I get it.
The play caller's the problem. Maybe it's because the quarterback is also the problem. Maybe, and maybe how Carson Wentz was instantly viewed as a much worse quarterback the moment he left Philadelphia. Nick Foles was immediately viewed as a worse quarterback when he left Philadelphia. What if Jalen Hurts was the quarterback of the Raiders? Like, what would that look like?
Ooh. That's not fair.
Can't argue that
one.
But everyone sucks in the Raiders.
I get your point.
Okay, well, the Dolphins.
Yeah. There you go.
I'm willing to give it a try.
Yeah, there you go.
You'll see.
He said I'm willing to give it a try.
I'm willing to give it.
No.
Oh, we would get epic rants if he was a Dolphins head quarterback.
Oh no. Tua and Jalen Hurts competing once again, man. It's like a tale of those.
Remember, the Dolphins allow pressure on like every other drop back. So you don't get the, and I know Lane Johnson's hurt. I know it's not the same old line, but still, you don't get the 2024 Philadelphia Eagles offensive line down here. All right, like you're gonna deal with a backup right guard like by week 2 of the season. That's how it works in Miami. And so, Phil, you got anything on? Yes, your team is good. We know your team is good. What do you want to say about your Patriots?
Well, first of all, I'll say this, okay? Like, we're playing with house money.
Look at that smile. Look at that shitty
grid, man. This is what's wrong with America is people like this.
I saw a meme, and it's so fitting. You asked for this, America, because you were sick of the damn Chiefs, and guess what you got? The devil that you used to know. The devil you used to know is back, bitches. This is what you get for crying because Patrick Mahomes whooped your team's ass. This is what you get. You get a Patriot quarterback that is going to the moon again. And he's doing it. Oh, I'm going to say this. Big Rac's going to fall out of his chair. He's doing it faster than Brady did.
Oh. Yeah. Kid, that's worth it. That makes it all worth it.
That makes it all worth it.
No, it doesn't make it all worth it. It makes the pain a little bit less, but it does not make it all worth it.
But let me tell you this, okay? Like, because I've already seen it in the comments. Ross, you're a Jets fan. Your opinion means nothing to me.
God damn.
I'm sorry. Look, it's so easy. They did it to the Chiefs. They do it to every team that has the best fucking record. They nitpick the team and they say they're posers, they're this, they're that. Name another fucking team that has done what we have week in and week out for 10 fucking weeks. 10 fucking weeks. I'm not a homer. 10 fucking weeks. Oh, we don't play anybody. We beat your precious Josh Allen now, didn't we?
With the best quarterback going right now at this
He's
moment.
the MVP. I'm sorry. I'm biased. I'm done with that. I'm done with that. He's the MVP.
I don't mean to cut you off, Philip, but the motherfucker is completing 71% of his passes, bro.
Throwing deep.
That's crazy. Throwing deep, throwing bombs. It's not dink and dunk like another Patriots quarterback from a few years ago.
Yeah.
By the way, he did another one to Kyle Williams. Did anybody talk about Kyle Williams last year? No, they didn't. Well, he got rookie, but still, like I'm saying, like no one talked about him at the beginning of the year. Like no one expected him to be a big acquisition in the draft. Like no one did. But anyways, like I'll come back down because that's been stirring in me. Okay, because this calm down, pump the brakes when we won 3, pump the brakes when we won 4, pump the brakes when we won 5, pump the brakes 6, 7, 8, 9. I mean, when are we gonna actually need to pump the brakes, bro? Like when are you gonna realize that this team is hot? This team now, granted, are they gonna win out? God, I hope not. Just because I want them to win out. That'd be great. But I'm saying like it's not a good thing because it never worked. It would not be great in a sense, like actual logic in football. See the Ravens when they got upset by the Titans.
Phil's always been on this. Phil's been on the buy is actually bad. For a
team that hasn't lost since.
I always said that.
If this team wins out, they haven't lost since that's a totally different team.
Since week 2.
Then they go to the playoffs and they're going to play someone they haven't played because if they beat the Ravens and the Ravens might be out, the Chiefs are going to be. They're not going to play teams like that. So, look. One more thing. Well, I'm sorry, Aaron, but I'm gonna go after your Bills. Okay, you had your chance. Okay, you had your chance. That window is not only closed, we're fucking breaking it in. Listen. You had one chance. You had this 5-year period, and you didn't even make a fucking Super Bowl. You're still the Bills, man. This is the year. You're playing. We've got a bye week. You've got a week to prepare for us. Who cares who you're playing this week? If you don't beat us and we sweep y'all, I don't want to hear a damn thing about no Josh Allen and the Bills. Not a damn thing, because y'all should just clean house. Keep Josh Allen and fire everybody else, because clearly it's not working. You have a defensive-minded coach that gives up points like his butter. That makes no sense, but I'm just saying, man. Like this
fucking guy wanted us to get together just so he could give this rant.
Just so he could do this.
Exactly.
Just for these last 5 minutes. That's the only reason we're all here.
And listen, are the Patriots flawed? They had there's some issues there. The rookie quarterback thing is very real.
The pass defense is leaky. Yeah.
The pass defense is, like Markeem said, the biggest word that I would describe as our pass rush is that it's inconsistent. Matt Williams, of course, is out. If he comes back, we'll be healthy. Offensive line has some issues. They actually played great against the Giants D line, which was actually surprised me. But the guy they picked, Vrabel picked up somebody that used to be on one of his teams, and he actually played really well. So that might have helped. But do I think this team should win the Super Bowl? I mean, we're playing with house money. Should they win? Should they win? No, you know why they shouldn't win? Because let me name you the teams that are the underachievers of the year of the century. The Ravens, who still can't get it done. The Bills, who still can't get it done. Guess what? Your excuse is not going to make the playoffs this year. Patrick Mahomes ain't making it. He could still make it, but let's say he doesn't make it. All right, your excuse is gone now. Josh Allen, if you make it, Lamar Jackson. Joe Burrow is probably not going to make it, but there's no excuse. If we're posers, beat us. Absolutely beat us, because this is your year. You should be able to finally no Mahomes. They'll have the argument of Mahomes wasn't in there, whatever. This is it. So I don't want to hear nothing. To get swept by the Patriots in a rebuild year, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it.
Dear Lord, I am praying to you that upon this conversation, I would like the Chiefs to make the playoffs as the 7th seed, upset whoever the 2 seed is, and then go to the 1 seed Foxborough Patriots and absolutely destroy them. I no longer have Chiefs fatigue. I apologize. Bring me my old enemy back.
Let me say, and apparently people prayed the wrong thing. So he need that. Do what he did and pray your Chiefs come back. Say you're sorry, and
say you're sorry.
This is far more unbearable. Far more unbearable. What is this? He's like, oh, the Bills were frauds. Oh my God, they buried us for 6 years. Look at those frauds.
So, all right. So, real talk though, if the Chiefs make it into the playoffs, then that means we have 2 other teams that are actually frauds, and that would be the Broncos, and that would be the Chargers. So, I mean, if they're fraud, if you're really talking about frauds, then the Chiefs shouldn't make the playoffs if there aren't actual frauds. So
okay, well, you say it's house money and all that, but the moment you guys lose a playoff game, I don't know. I don't know if
I'll say this. I say house money. If we got the bye, let's say we get the bye, right? And we lose that first game, fuck the house money. That's at that point, okay. It would suck. I mean, I want a playoff win. I mean, all this doesn't mean anything. I'll trade 3 more losses for a playoff win. So I mean, I'm just it's like, Ross, I don't think the Broncos are frauds. I'm saying they have to beat the Chiefs though. This fairy tale land that we live in, give it to the Bills. I said it early on. I've been hating on the Bills, but they beat the Patriots. That's what they're supposed to do. So this year, they lost to us in Buffalo.
We all are doubting the Chiefs because we don't think they're that great, but that's still the Kansas City Chiefs.
Man.
Experience matters. Experience matters, bro.
This, as a Patriots fan who doesn't want to see Mahomes win another damn Super Bowl, okay? I said week 3. They're not done.
Well, he already is better than Brady.
No, we're not talking about that. you better hope he makes the damn playoffs. But anyways, because then he'll tie Brady. And
Phil, what was your thought? Don't lose your thought.
What I'm saying is though that I did lose my thought. Fuck.
I knew it was coming.
What was I saying?
I saw it coming.
Oh, the Bill. This is the Bills beat us in 2 weeks. Like that's your opportunity. Okay, Broncos, same thing. Like I don't think the Broncos are frauds. I don't think there is a clear cut dominating. Even though we're 11-2, I don't think there's a dominating team this year. I think it's gonna be who gets hot late and when it matters, who is the most healthy, who gets hot, all that combination. We've lost some players. If we lose some players down the stretch, it ain't gonna be. So I mean, like, yeah, we may be favored to be the 1 seed, but I'm not stupid in understanding that there's a lot of contenders in that AFC because it's wide open. But what I'm saying is I'm shouting at those teams that here's your chance. What are you gonna do with it?
Let's use that to transition to our very last topic then on the contenders, because it's right around that same through line. I will say, you beat the Bills. My terrible team beat the Bills. These 3 and like a million Falcons destroyed the Bills.
It wasn't even close.
Humiliated them.
Yeah.
I don't know if the Bills means what it once did. I'll just say that.
But sweeping them would be a big thing.
Sweeping them would matter. I think the Chiefs.
Real quick, McDermott, should he?
I said that last season. I said it last season.
I think I talked our friends like
Harbaugh.
We have like myself and Griff when we talk with the from Cover One, Greg Thompson, who covers the Bills. He's always told us that.
I ain't been on your show in a while, but shout out.
He would always say that what would happen first, the first like year where they like miss the playoffs, losing the wild card round, something like that. That would be the year that everyone calls for it, and they would probably wait one more season. That would be like okay, now you're on the hot seat going into next year. I think they think he has that grace for that one disappointing year and then the hot seat. Right. I personally would not waste time because we see this a lot in the NFL. Like when the Broncos fired John Fox in 2014, who had made the playoffs every year with Peyton Manning, but they hadn't gotten over the hump, and they got rid of him and then won the Super Bowl the next year. Like, I do think there is something to
Gary Kubiak.
With Gary Kubiak. Yeah. That's how bad John Fox was. You needed to upgrade from John Fox to Kubiak, like from here to here in order to win the Super Bowl. And so, like, we see this in the NBA. The best example ever will always be the Raptors firing Dwayne Casey in 2018. Now, granted, they traded for Kawhi Leonard, but nonetheless, they then hired Nick Nurse, promoted Nick Nurse, and then they won the title the next year. I think once you hit your playoff ceiling, I don't need to wait for the 7-10 season to fire you. I think once that's clear, you can get rid of them. Especially, and we said this before on the show, they always lose the same way to the Chiefs in the playoffs. It's always Mahomes scores 30 every single time.
And you're a defensive-minded coach.
That's that. And if you don't have if you don't have a defensive edge over Mahomes with your coach, then what is the coach doing in the playoffs? Like it's not like the game management's always great. So I don't see what the value is in a defensive-minded head coach if you're going to get torched by 30 every single year. So I agree with Markeem on that. So NFC.
Can I lead into something to what you're saying? I know you're about to go into it. That what you just said is the reason why I'm about to say something that I'll probably regret later.
No.
Why not? First of many on the show. Let's add one to the list.
Well, I've also
Reggie Wayne is still top 10 receiver.
Are we adding this to the record? Are we
the record?
Listen. We'll do it. I'll go on the limb. I won't even make it like a cookie cutter thing. If Dallas gets in, they have a shot at going.
I think
Dallas gets in. If Dallas gets in,
what a cold hot take.
No. Hold up. I was the only motherfucker who picked them to beat the Chiefs. So I don't want to hear that everybody thought they were.
I'm saying in general, like they look
good.
They can play with anyone.
The cold hot take: the 5-loss team that currently looks like the best team in their division might actually win a playoff game.
But the reason why I say it like that is because no one trusts Dallas ever.
I get it
because of it's the Dallas Cowboys. I got you. I understand.
That's why I said it. But you're right. I mean, they should be touted. But I think that But go ahead.
I would have correct here. Well, here's how we can do it quickly. Like in the NFC, I would include the Rams, the Packers, the Seahawks, the Cowboys, and I don't there's the other teams that have the wins, like Philly, like the Bears, like the Niners, and there was one other team I was thinking of, I forgot. But and the Lions. I get it with those 4 teams. They're good. They have good coaches, but 3 out of the 4, not Nick Sirianni, of course. They have good teams and good systems, but I think they all have fatal flaws. that I wouldn't trust in a playoff setting. And I understand I came on here last year and I shat on the Eagles offense. I get it. The difference is last year they had a 2,000-yard rusher and the clear-cut number one defense in football. Not one of the best defenses in football. Clear-cut number one defense in football. They don't have those advantages this year anymore. And honestly, I think the toxicity does get to a point where it just gets out of control. I understand A.J. Brown was complaining last year, but it wasn't like this.
No,
it wasn't this open barrier of the team.
You got receivers openly criticizing the offense without saying we hate playing with the guy. I ain't gonna get it.
Hey, not gonna get into that. And I think the Lions' offensive line has too many injuries. I think the Bears are still too young and still too new to this. And with the Niners,
Honor St. Brown too, by the way, the Lions.
And I think he might be out. But the Niners, the problem with the Niners is with no Fred Warner and no Nick Bosa, you just can't trust the defense to make key stops in playoff games. I know they've been impressive. They're good at beating bad teams. They're really resilient through all their injuries, but to really actually get to the Super Bowl, I think it's just asking too much. Their ceiling is probably like upsetting a team or two and then eventually losing. So I would say the real 4 teams are the Rams, the Packers, the Seahawks, and the Cowboys. Yes, I would include the Cowboys because they have one of the best offenses in football, and their defense is getting better. Trading for Quinnen Williams actually doesn't seem that crazy. Yeah. Maybe Brian Schottenheimer is a bad offensive coordinator, but a good head coach. Maybe he's the inverse of what we always talk about.
Right, inverse, yeah.
Yeah, the guys that are good coordinators but bad head coaches. I just seen some of these locker room post-game speeches. Like, I kind of like this guy.
Oh, I like the last one. The last one was pretty entertaining. Yeah,
like he seems very relatable. So yeah, but Markeem, you said is there any? I'm setting you up just to explain why you don't trust the Seahawks.
It's not I don't trust the Seahawks, man, but they got that princess that turned into a pumpkin last year, man.
Yep. And we've seen got
Cinderella that.
We've seen
I can never go all the way.
Was that also a Vikings curse? Because they always seem to have
that. But Phil, they play the Rams this year, and he throws 4 interceptions, and it's like, there it is again. There it is again. Like
that team is incredible, though. That team is like. That's maybe the most complete team in all of football.
Bro, Jackson Smith-Njigba is insane, bro.
Yeah, he's incredible.
If you have him in fantasy, you're dominating probably.
He's going to be first team All-Pro at receiver, which is a big statement because there's a lot of them.
One thing, and I'm kind of trolling, but I'm kind of not. Maybe the Niners should just go back to their quarterback that was winning them games.
Oh my God, Jesus Christ! It's always about the Patriots. It always comes back to the Patriots.
I mean, Mac did play better though. The Purdy's last game he did. Oh, that's the last game he did.
I can't believe you just fucking said that.
He has turf toe, Phil. Brock Purdy has turf toe.
He's playing.
Joe Burrow took like 3 months to come back from this injury.
He's playing.
Oh my God!
If he's bad,
let's just ignore that. I can't believe he just.
Yes, I agree. We don't even have to talk about the AFC with him. We could just stick it like in this channel right here or here, wherever the reverse is going.
Oh, I got some things to say about other teams. I've said enough about mine.
AFC. Here's what we'll say for AFC to wrap up the show. Give me 2 teams. I know there's like 7 teams all over the place. Pick 2. Pick 2 that you trust the most.
That I trust the most?
Yes.
Let me look and make sure I'm thinking.
Because yes, it's tough. You're picking between like Trevor Lawrence and Bo Nix and Daniel Jones.
I don't trust any of these goddamn teams.
You got to pick 2. That's what makes it fun. I will say it right now. I'm gonna pick the 6-6 Baltimore Ravens and the 6-6 Kansas City Chiefs.
I mean, I don't blame you. I honestly don't blame you.
I don't blame you at all.
I don't blame
because of experience. Because the Chiefs this year have a higher point differential at this point of the season than they did last year. And last year at this point, they were 11-1. This year, they're 6-6. And they have a better point differential now. Because when they win, they actually do look impressive. They're 0-6 in one-score games. Last year, they were 11-0. People thought it was lucky. People thought it was fraudulent. Well, now they're just on the other side of that variance. I actually think there's a good team in there. I think that, like, they're just not catching the right breaks late in these games. Like, they were a second away from beating Denver. I know they didn't, but when they rematch in Kansas City, what do I think is going to happen? I think they're going to win in Kansas City in the rematch against Denver. I think they're going to beat the Chargers in the rematch in Kansas City. Like, I think they beating the Colts in their home field. I thought was a good win. They barely lost to the Cowboys. Like,
all right, I think, kid, I'm gonna go with Denver, and I'm gonna go with Baltimore.
Got it.
I'm gonna go because the thing with Denver, man, that defense is so good, bro.
It is.
Like, it's like cold weather, and come playoff time, that is always a good advantage to have. It keeps you in any game. So
I think I like Denver if they get that 1 seed.
Yeah, where everyone has to go.
And you got to go through that.
Yeah, that's going to be tough to go to, and playing in Denver is not fun, from what you hear from all players and stuff.
And my other thing on the
if May does it, I believe in everything that you say.
Oh my God! Don't put that out there in the universe.
Look, I'm not gonna obviously. I've watched this team. Every second of every drive. I do believe that this team could do it, but I'm not gonna pick them in the sense of just for because no one's gonna believe that I actually think.
So who's your second team?
I think if the Chiefs get in, how do you not trust them? If the Chiefs don't get in, though, because this team is starting to get healthy at the right time, which is what I said, I think I like the Chargers because I think they looked really good when they were healthy. Then they got injuries and they've lost a couple they shouldn't have lost. If they get healthy, if Joe Alt comes back, if Hampton is coming back soon.
I don't know if Joe Alt is going to come back. Hampton is. Hampton is.
I don't know. My Chargers fan at work said that Joe Alt was on his way back.
All right, fine.
So I don't know.
He would know more. He would know more.
But well, you might be. I don't. I have no idea if he's coming back.
But continue. So you say
I've been anti Herbert, but I think this year he's looked really, really good.
He just fractured his hand though.
But he is right. There's element, but I think every team kind of has that.
Every team is a flaw.
Except the. I'm not trying to put my, but
now.
Oh God! It's the law of the show. We get it. Yes, the Patriots are back. We know the Patriots are back. Good for you. The Patriots are fucking back. Yes.
I'm saying right now. I don't like that. I don't like not having being the clear cut best team because it doesn't work most of the time.
Yeah.
So, but I do think that right now you have to it's just in the end though. It's the same thing with Brady when he was in. I can't be biased to my team and not say it. If Mahomes and Reed get in, they're going to find a way to win games they shouldn't win, or they shouldn't have won. They're going to do it. So make sure they don't get in. That's Chargers, Broncos. You have a chance to make sure they don't get in. And
I will say the reason, just to wrap up the Baltimore thing. The other reason for them, obviously, if you want anyone who watched the Thanksgiving game, I have Lamar in my fantasy team, and I love Lamar. He's always been my real favorite player in the league. That's never on the Dolphins.
I love Lamar.
He is not healthy. He's still not healthy. It is very clear. Even when he's running,
of himself.
Yeah, for people out there who might cite that he's still scrambling, watch these scrambles. If you remember prime Lamar, he's getting distance on these guys. He's rounding that edge, and there's a burst. There's a flashpoint moment where he looks like the fastest human being on the planet, and you don't see that right now. He's lumbering.
And he's doing a lot of hitting the sideline. He didn't do that before. He's beelining to the sideline. I noticed that too. Yeah.
And he would for our prediction to be right, he would obviously probably need to get healthier, but the advantage that they have is it's very easy for them to win their division. They're literally on top of the division right now. They still play the Steelers twice, and I believe they play the Bengals one more time, so they can avenge that Thanksgiving loss if they need to. And the Bengals are still 2 games behind them. So yeah, they have such a clean path to winning their own division that for all the problems.
And they do play us, so if they beat us, that's that's going to be the. No, I'm saying though, I actually think the Ravens will beat us, but
okay.
If we win that game, we may never do this again.
Oh God, no! If you win that game, we're not doing the show before the NFL playoffs. I'm not gonna sit through that.
But yes, I'd love to see Lamar finally get there, man.
The difference between those 3 teams, the Chiefs, Bills, Ravens, the Chiefs and the Bills are probably not winning the division. It's probably too far gone. Yeah. The Ravens, I think, still are. Yeah. So that gives them, I think, a leg up that they'll at least have one home playoff game. Yeah. And then, if it's Ravens, Broncos, Broncos might be favored and the defense is really good and Denver is a really hard place to play. But there's going to be a lot of people who gamble who are going to be one team is Lamar Jackson, the other team is Bo Nix. It's just they're always going to have a chance.
The one way to neutralize a great defense is get the run game going. And what better run game than the fucking Baltimore Ravens? So,
and here's the Chiefs' schedule. They play. Firstly, they have 2 road games left: the Titans and Raiders. Those are wins.
Yeah. If they lose those, they're really cooked.
And then the 3 home games they have is the Texans this week. Interesting, but it's in Kansas City. And then the Broncos Chargers rematches. So to Phil's point, the story I think of whether or not Kansas City does or doesn't get in is going to come down to it would require one of those 2 teams to sweep Kansas City. And I'm just not going to. I'm not going to trust Mahomes, who's 1,000,005 in this division over the last 7 years, to get swept by one of these teams when both of those games were close. I think they're going to end up winning those games. I think they're going to go 11-6, and they're going to get in.
It's like one of those things. You're not going to predict that. Could it happen? Yeah, but you're not. There's no logic to picking that at all.
Yeah.
The other thing I want to say, and I know they lost this last week, but don't forget the Rams team was looking really good.
Yeah.
Now they did lose a Panthers team who has been good at home, has been a different team at home. So I wouldn't count out the Rams and I do have to. I'm sorry, I have to take a straight at Aaron Rodgers. If this is not proof that man's washed, Devontae Adams is balling out in the Rams. I'm sorry, Rodgers is done, man. He's like, can we just?
I mean, that's been so long ago.
Done. I'm just saying.
Of course, it always comes back to Brady and the Patriots, like this anti-Rodgers agenda. Like
Rodgers had a small window, and then he
played
was gone.
3 years. Phil, they played.
He was gone. He
Last
hasn't had
year.
anything since. He hasn't done a damn thing since.
Small window.
Devontae Adams last year on the Jets was playing really well. You're looking at his season-long numbers when he was on the Raiders the first half of the year. The second half of the year with the Jets, he had like some 100-yard games in there with Rodgers. Oh my God, forget
I'm
this.
sorry.
Right.
I'm not the only one that's making. Now I'm not saying I'm making this argument, but people are making the argument that Stafford is now better than Rodgers.
That's stupid.
Overall.
Yeah,
overall.
That's correct.
That's
I'm
insane.
not making that, but I'm saying that's
insane.
where the narrative is now moving.
Rodgers has made MVP, has won 4 MVPs.
Rodgers in his prime, Stafford couldn't even sniff that. I'll agree. Like I'm not that much of a Rodgers hater. Like he can't.
He's just on. Anyways, that will.
I will say real quick. Just from a rooting aspect, if not the Eagles, I want the Rams to win because it would be really cool for Matthew Stafford to get two. And then plus, and I know May's like going crazy, but like if he won an MVP, that'd be cool too. It's just
he's the only
cool
other one I feel like
to see this to see this like 180 with the narrative between Matthew, because before it's almost like the fucking Geno Smith thing a couple years ago where the narrative was that Matthew Stafford was an underachiever and all this stuff. He'd be a 2-time champion and an MVP. That'd be cool as fuck.
And a Hall of Famer at that point. I mean, he probably already is, but
it kind of gives me some credence because I think I was too hard on him when he was in Detroit. Last thing I'll say before I wrap up too, because I'm starting to come around to the conclusion that the quarterback position in general is overrated. Because for years we always just keep saying it over and over again. It's the most important position in sports. You need it, blah, blah, blah. There's too many mediocre quarterbacks that when they go to a better organization play a lot better. We've seen it with Daniel Jones. We've seen it with Baker Mayfield. We've seen it with Sam Darnold. Matthew Stafford, the supposed Hall of Famer, MVP candidate, Super Bowl winner, was on the Lions for a decade plus. And this whole thing, you need an elite quarterback. If you don't have an elite quarterback, you're screwed. People think this guy's elite now. He was on that team for 10 years.
True.
And they couldn't win a playoff game. Like organizations
matter.
And we're seeing it's not a coincidence that yes, the Bills got Josh Allen, but right before they got Josh Allen, they also ended their playoff streak. It seemed like they got a head coach and a general manager who knew what they were doing and turned the organization around. Yeah. I think there's 5 to 6 to 7 elite guys that can even if your roster's bad, as long as you have them, you can win. Mahomes last year is probably the great example. That team was not a Super Bowl caliber team, but they had Mahomes. That's all they needed. They got to the Super Bowl. I get that. Mm-hmm. I think there's 7 guys like that. There's 5 guys at the bottom that you just can't win with no matter what. You can give Justin Fields a great roster. It probably won't matter. And then everyone else in that middle between 7 and 25, they're all probably going to fluctuate depending on how the team is.
That's fair.
And I think Stafford is proving that. And I think because the Dolphins, we complained about Ryan Tannehill for 7 years. The very next year, he goes to Tennessee and they go to the AFC title game. He's shattering passing records in his per game stats when he was starting. And we had him for 7 years. And the 1 year he was with Vrabel in Tennessee, they did all that. I don't think Geno Smith is this bad. I think he downgraded from Seattle to the Raiders, and we're seeing the effect. We're seeing the effect of how much worse it is when you go from one to the other. But yeah, that's a long
one final thing, and this isn't about my Pats, I promise. But
no, go for it.
The biggest thing in the offseason was who's the big coach to get, Vrabel or Ben Johnson, and it was clear that both of them.
Both were the right answer. Yeah. And
Ben Johnson's making Caleb Williams look well
said, Phil. I like that. The answer was both. I like that.
Yeah. You
should call this the answer was both.
The answer was both. Okay.
This was so much fun. Every single time we do this, it's just a hoot.
That's why you have to let it marinate, because there just has to be that little gap. You can't just be weekly. I
think we find our energy. Sometimes we're slow. Like Markeem, I was also tired too. I've also had a long day. And it's like you get on the show, we're laughing, we're dancing, it's fun. And it's like we have these spontaneous moments when it's not every week, when it's not every month, when it's whenever the time is right. And I think that's what makes the show special, that we keep doing it. So thank you all for watching along. Hope you guys all had fun. We may or may not be back for the playoffs. It'd be entirely NFL vibes based. We'll see. No promises.
How far back do I have to go?
If Miami is in college football playoff, we'll probably be back. If
if Miami's advancing in the playoff, oh boy, I might be worse than this guy up here. Like, like Phil's little devil. Markeem, talk about the devil you used to know. How about the devil you used to know?
Yeah, you're right about that shit. Oh my god. Now I will say, college football is fun when they're good, though. I'll admit that. I will definitely admit that.
It really.
Thank you all for watching along. This was a great time. We're YouTube Take. We'll be back eventually. Peace.
Thank you, guys.
Stop it.